This is Who Are We Voting For? Meet the candidates. I put these videos together so you could put a name to a face to the candidates that you're voting for. So we don't go into the voting booth wondering who we're voting for. This is for the voters and not for the candidates, so we are more educated as voters.
My name's Bethany Hallam. I'm a daughter, a sister, a partner, and a friend. I grew up in the North Hills of Allegheny County, Ross Township, with my parents and my two younger siblings. I went to North Hills High School, and after graduation, I did my undergraduate degree at Duquesne University, where I am now in my second year of law school. My upbringing was normal. It was like all of my friends' upbringing. I had a really close family, and we're all really close today. But what is unique is that my junior year in high school, after a lacrosse injury, I got addicted to painkillers. They took over my life. After going to college, a friend introduced me to heroin, and that's when my life went downhill. It took over my whole life. I was in and out of rehab, living in the back of a boyfriend's car, stealing from hardware stores to try to support my addiction. And I really thought my life was always going to be that way. I never thought there was ever going to be an escape from that. I went to jail multiple times. Most recently, I was incarcerated in the Allegheny County Jail in October 26th of 2016, which began my recovery. I have been proudly in recovery since that date. We are going on 6.5 years now. And in these past 6.5 years, I've accomplished more than I ever could have imagined even before my addiction. After I was released from incarceration in January of 2017, I knew I wanted to do more. I spent the 2016 presidential election watching it all unfold on the TV screens in the jail. And I felt responsible that as a result of my actions, I was sitting in the Allegheny County Jail, unable to do what I wanted to do, which was help people, unable to focus on the goals that I had already had set for myself, yet thought they were so far out of reality. I decided that I was going to get involved. I was going to do more. I watched so many people inside the Allegheny County Jail struggling, and I knew that our community owed them support, owed them the same benefits that so many other people in our community are able to experience, and yet they were locked away in a cage and forgotten about, and that didn't sit well with me. I went to the very first Women's March here in Pittsburgh in January of 2017, and I got inspired. I saw so many other people, lots of folks who had never even considered politics before or even realized how important elections affected our lives. And I wanted to get more involved. I started knocking doors for candidates, working for other people who had the same sort of mission to help the folks who had been left behind, to amplify the voices of the ones whose voices have been suppressed, and to fight like hell for every single person in my neighborhood. And so that's what I've tried to do every day since. Today, as I mentioned, I am in my second year of law school. I now own a home in the North Side. I have built so many relationships within my community and fought for so many great causes. And in 2019, I was elected to Allegheny County Council at Large, a seat that I still hold today. I know I'm qualified to run for a second term as Allegheny County Council member at large because I've been doing this job faithfully for the past 3 years. Together, we've built coalitions of people from all walks of life, people of different ages, different races, different sexual orientations and gender identities, different socioeconomic statuses, and different neighborhoods. From all around the county, folks have come together to expect more of our county government. When I first ran for county council in 2019, and I was going around telling people, I'm running for county council, people would say, "You mean city council? What's county council?" And that's because people had gotten so accustomed to not expecting what we deserve from our county government. People have gotten so accustomed to thinking that this is the best that it could be, that we can't ask for anything more, but that's just not true. County Council has a $3 billion budget, $3 billion of taxpayer dollars that are supposed to be used to help the residents of this county live a better life, to get the most out of their experience in Allegheny County. In just 3 years, we've accomplished so much. In my role on the Board of Elections, we made creative campaigns around voter education, such as our No Naked Ballots campaign that garnered national and even international media attention to remind folks not to submit a mail-in ballot without the secrecy envelope. We secured grant funding for increased access to elections. I spent the month or two leading up to every single election, helping folks get their mail-in ballot, find out where their polling place is, track their mail-in ballot, and ensure their votes are counted. Altogether on the Board of Elections, we've increased voter education and expanded transparency around the entire election process to make it more fun and easier to understand. On the Jail Oversight Board, which is a role near and dear to my heart as the only formerly incarcerated person to ever sit on that board, we stopped dangerous contractors from coming into the jail with deadly weapons. And we instituted a first of its kind in the entire country, first of its kind monthly stipend for incarcerated individuals so that their family members don't have to choose between spending money to put food on the table at home and putting money on the incarcerated individuals' accounts of their loved ones to ensure that they don't go to bed hungry at night in the jail. On County Council, we fought for fair pay for our county workers, and we won paid sick leave for every resident of Allegheny County. We banned fracking in our county parks to ensure that we have clean air for residents to breathe. And we increased funding for lead remediation in our homes so that folks can drink their water and know that they're going to be safe. We created Allegheny County's first civilian police review board, and we passed the conversion therapy ban to protect our LGBTQIA neighbors. We increased funding for our community colleges, one of our county's most valuable resources, to ensure that every person in our county has access to a good quality and affordable education. We've gotten so much done on a body that people swore up and down couldn't do anything, had no authority to actually protect the residents of Allegheny County. And what I've learned over these past 3 years is that nothing's impossible. The power of the people is always greater than the people in power. And it is our job to ensure that we are electing public servants who have lived experiences, who have been the places that we've been, who know what it's like to live paycheck to paycheck, to not know how they're going to get to work or their doctor's appointments because they don't have access to reliable public transportation. We know what our county can give to us, and we need elected officials in all offices who are going to fight for every single one of us, no one left behind. That's what I've done these past 3 years on County Council, and that's why I know I'm qualified to continue serving for a second term. I think the most important thing to take into consideration with anyone running for office is, can they do the job? Are they more than just a politician coming around and asking for our vote every 4 years? Are they going to be committed to doing the job for the entire term, serving the people? And that is what I've done. I think it's important that we have folks who are able to go out into the community and listen, not just talk, not just speak buzzwords or insider talking points or politics speak, but actually go and listen. Because there's so many people in our community who are qualified to serve in this role. There are so many people in our community who are qualified to be elected to office, but nobody has inspired them to do that. And I think one of the most important things of any real public servant is that I don't just have my own seat at the table, but I pull up seats for the people around me as well. People who deserve to be at the table where the decisions are being made. People who have been kept out of those conversations, even though they're the ones with the lived experiences. I know that every day in everything I do in this role, I bring my lived experiences and I bring the ideas of the people around me. So many people ask me where I get the ideas for legislation that I introduce. And a lot of the times they laugh when I tell them that the answer is a lot of the things weren't even my ideas. They were ideas that I got from going out into the community, from having those conversations with various community members, stakeholders, folks in various organizations that are doing the work of trying to make our county better for everyone. They're the ones that inspire me every day to wake up and serve the people, because I've seen what happens to our communities when they're forgotten about.
Thank you for watching this video of Pittsburgh Events. To watch this video again or any other video from Pittsburgh Events, you can go to the YouTube channel as 18 Ricco. It's youtube.com/18RICCO. Again, thank you for watching, and you can check out this video and any other video from Pittsburgh Events and many other videos that didn't make it on TV.
I've seen what happens when year after year after year, we elect the same people who promise so much and yet don't follow through with it. The things that I promised in my campaign in 2019, I'm so fortunate that I've been able to actually accomplish. Not just try to put up legislation, but actually work to build coalitions to pass legislation. We've had obstacles on county council during my first term. We've had bills that we passed that got vetoed by the county executive and required coordination and broader coalition building to overturn vetoes with a supermajority. We've done that because we know that it takes a fighter. It takes someone who's not going to back down when they're threatened by the powers that be, who's not going to sit down and shut up despite being told that you should. I get that every single day. You can't acknowledge the haters when you're focused on moving the county forward, when you're focused on doing the work that you know that your neighbors deserve. I know that I'm never going to back down because I've faced that adversity. I've had other elected officials call me and pressure me to not do something that I knew was right. And I never let anyone scare me away from doing what is right, because we need fighters. Yes, I wish I could wake up every day and not have to fight, but that's what it takes. That's how we get stuff done. And we need someone who's going to bring bold ideas, not just their own ideas, but ideas from the community who is being affected by horrible laws that are passed, who is being affected by the inaction of our supposed leaders in this county. We need someone who's never going to back down from a good fight. This campaign isn't just about me. This campaign isn't just about wanting to serve the residents of Allegheny County for 4 more years, although yes, I really hope that I get an opportunity to do that. This campaign is just part of a larger movement of candidates up and down the ballot, not just here in Allegheny County, but all over the country, recognizing our power when we fight together, recognizing that we can get so much more done together than we ever could divided. We've shown that when we come together in search of a common goal, we can win, because there's always going to be more of us than there are of the people in power. When we come together and put our minor differences aside with the hope of a better community for all of us, that's how we all win. We spend so much time fighting personalities instead of fighting for policy. We spend so much time arguing about our differences instead of realizing that there's so much more that unites us than divides us. This movement, I'm just but one piece of. And that's why I've spent so much time trying to recruit other candidates to run for office, trying to inspire people with my own story, being my own authentic self, and showing you don't need to have a bunch of zeros at the end of your bank account or a fancy political last name to get elected, to be a public servant, to actually help people. All you need is a vision for what our community needs. All you need is open ears and an open heart, and knowing that we can accomplish so much if only we work together. That's what I've done on this campaign. That's what I've done in my first term on county council. Bring people together who normally wouldn't be expecting to be sitting at a table next to each other, making the table bigger. Not shaming people for not voting, but explaining to them why their vote is so important, why every single vote in every single election truly counts. Explaining to people not just what county council does, but what the various offices on the ballot do for them. It's about explaining to people why this table needs them, why their voice needs to be heard. One of my favorite things is getting calls from the jail of people who saw on the news our fight, who have seen candidates get elected that are part of our movement, and who never paid attention to politics because they thought politics didn't affect them, so why should they care about it? But politics is our everyday life. Whether it's the clothes your kids can wear to school, or whether it's, are you going to be safe walking down the street at night? Politics is about Are there speed bumps in the road so cars aren't speeding down their street? Politics are about, are we able to breathe the air and drink the water in our communities? Politics touches every piece of life. And we can't shame people for not being involved in this process when so often it's full of mudslinging. It's full of negative talking points and people talking against somebody and against something instead of talking about what they're for and what they're about. You're never going to hear something negative about me from me in this campaign. You're never going to hear something negative about any of my opponents or anything like that from this campaign, because I know that time is precious and I know that this race is so important. The at-large seat on county council, representative on the board of elections who ensures that our elections are accurate, who ensures that we have results that we can count on. A seat on our county council, the county-wide seat that represents 1.2 million people. I know what is at stake in this race. And I know that I am going to keep coming to your communities and I am going to keep listening and I'm going to keep learning because I don't know everything. That's the truth of the matter. But what I do know is what I've experienced. What I do know is the experiences of the people around me, the people that I meet walking down the street who want to tell me their story. And that's what it takes. Someone who's going to be involved in every aspect of our community, because we know that one piece of the puzzle doesn't solve the whole problem. We know that despite what we've gotten done already, we still have so much work to do. We still have people who can't afford to have a home. We still have eviction levels skyrocketing. And the main problem is that we don't have people working together at solutions. We have a lot of people talking about the problem is, but not how we can fix it. We still have the highest per capita death rate of any county jail in the entire nation. We still have air that is harmful for residents to breathe. People are moving out of our county because the air quality is unsafe for them, because they have asthma and they wake up choking in the morning. That is not an exaggeration. That's the reality for our neighbors. We still have people who are working 3 jobs just to make ends meet because we don't have a living wage. We have county employees who are receiving federal government assistance because they're making $15, $16, $17 an hour. We have folks who are sitting in our Allegheny County Jail because we don't have adequate funding for our public defender's office to ensure equal access to representation. We don't have affordable housing. We have developers coming in and telling us they're going to make our neighborhoods pretty, but keeping out the people who have lived here for so long. We need this movement for all of us. Regardless of where you come from, regardless of who you voted for in the past, regardless of what you believe in, we need to believe that we can make a difference. And I know that we can together. You should vote for me because I'm not your typical politician. I don't walk into a room and think that I know everything and have nothing to learn. I'm not in this because somebody told me to run. I'm not in this because I want to further my career in other areas. I'm here because I want to serve. I want to be a representative of the people because I believe that government can and should work for all of us. I believe that my record on county council has earned me another term on county council. I believe that the work that I do in the community has shown that I'll always show up when you ask me to. That I'll always fight a fight that needs to be fought, and I'll always be collaborative when that's how we get stuff done. That there are different approaches in different situations, and some things are dire and we need to fix them right now. And other things we need to take our time with. We need to sort out all the intricacies of the needs of the various communities and make sure that we're bringing everybody's voices to the table every single time. I deserve your vote for county council at large because I promise I'm never going to stop doing what I've done these past 3 years. I'm never going to stop reaching out and asking for input. I'm never going to stop believing in my heart that we can do better. We've gotten so much done, but there truly is still so much left to do. People deserve someone who has been there, who is going to show up and fight, who is going to show up and listen, who is going to show up and legislate. Because this isn't just about talking the talk. This is about going to work every single day with a vision of something better, a vision for our collective community that means so much more than any individual. Because again, we're stronger when we come together. On May 16th, I hope you turn out and vote for me for Allegheny County Council at large. On May 16th, I hope that when you show up and you see your ballot, you know how important each and every race is. That it's not just about county council, that it's not just about Bethany Hallam, but that it's about all of us. And I hope when you fill in that bubble next to my name, you know you're not just voting for me, you're voting for every single one of us. And I hope that I get the opportunity to keep bringing that same energy for the next 4 years serving the people of Allegheny County.
Thanks for watching the video. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so I can bring you more videos on subjects like this and many other topics. Please leave any comments in the comment section. Any questions or comments, I'll get back to them as soon as I possibly can. Thanks a lot for watching. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.